Thank you, Mr President. Mr President, my question is to the Minister for Workplace Safety. In September 2020, the Victorian WorkCover Authority was requested by Self-Employed Australia, pursuant to Section 131 of the Occupational Health and Safety Act, to investigate failures in the Victorian Government hotel quarantine program. What briefings have you received about that request?
Your question, as I've indicated a number of times, I'm allowed to take that off, sorry. As I've indicated a number of times in the chamber to similar questions over a number of months now, matters relating to hotel quarantine are the responsibility for the Minister for Police. The member also knows that decisions regarding WorkSafe enforcement and compliance are at arm's length from me and my office. I am not briefed on any of the details of the investigations that are currently underway. I'm obviously aware that there are some investigations on foot. I know that through information provided to the Public Accounts and Estimates Committee and through media reports, but I'm not briefed on the details of those investigations. That would be inappropriate. Those investigations are at arm's length from me and my office.
Well, thank you, Mr President. I thank the Minister for her response. The Minister in her answer said she is not briefed on any details of the investigation underway, and she also said that would be inappropriate. Yet, Section 131, subsection 2B of the Occupational Health and Safety Act requires the Victorian WorkCover Authority to report to the Minister every 3 months on an investigation when it extends beyond 3 months. This investigation has been ongoing for more than 9 months, so the Minister, if her department is following the Act, should have received at least 2 briefings on it. So the Minister has now either misled the House or the VWA is breaching the Act. Which is it?
Mr. Seat.
Thank you for your supplementary question, and I can assure you that I'm not misleading the House. Periodically, under the Act, WorkSafe is required to advise of any investigations under Section 131 of the Act. That is literally a list of investigations on foot with no details provided, and I have never sought any briefings of any of the details of any of those investigations because it would be completely inappropriate for me to do so.
Mr President, my question is again to the Minister for Workplace Safety. Following the failure of the Victorian WorkCover Authority to complete its investigation that was requested by Self-Employed Australia, a request was made pursuant to Section 131, subsection 3 of the Occupational Health and Safety Act to refer the matter to the Director of Public Prosecutions. In a letter of the 4th of August, Kerry Judd QC, the Director of the DPP, wrote, "The matter remains under investigation by WorkSafe Victoria. I cannot make a determination on this matter until I have viewed the investigative materials." Why has the VWA failed to provide the investigatory documents to the DPP as required by the OH&S Act?
Minister Seat.
Thank you, President. And as I've already indicated in my previous answer, I do not involve myself in investigations that are on foot by the safety regulator. That would be entirely inappropriate. There are provisions under Section 131 of the Act, as you have outlined, which require WorkSafe to meet certain reporting obligations during the course of an investigation if it goes on for a period of time. But I am not aware of the letter. I'm not aware of the contents of the letter from the person that you mention. All that I am aware of is that there are a number of investigations on foot that relate to hotel quarantine. I'm not briefed on the details of those investigations, and nor would I seek to be so, because that would be inappropriate. It's very important, and a principle that I think ought to be upheld, that the safety regulator conducts its investigations free from any political interference from any government member or MP.
Thank you. Thank you. Mr. Rich-Phillips on a supplementary.
Thank you, Mr President. I thank the Minister for her response. Mr President, no one is asking the Minister to intervene in investigation, but the letter that I quoted is not a letter from Joe Smith, it's a letter from Kerry Judd QC, the Director of Public Prosecutions, who is entitled to receive the documents in relation to this investigation under the OH&S Act. Minister, as the responsible minister, it is your role to ensure that the Victorian WorkCover Authority complies with the OH&S Act. What action are you taking as minister to ensure it does that?
I've already answered the question on a number of occasions, and the answer remains that investigations are at arm's length from my office, and that is entirely appropriate.